guys, it is TheFrXion here, or Tang12, however you call me, I don't really care. Welcome back to World of Tanks, where this week we are fully getting the gameplay treatment because we have had about 3 or 4 gameplays, also with the reviews if you count them. So the last week it was basically almost only, just information and kind of preview videos. This time around we're actually going to the gameplay. And I have another game for you guys that might be a bit interesting because I've just recently played my Yak Tiger 88, and yeah, it's been a bit of a journey because the Yak Tiger 88 and we are not on speaking terms because I really don't like this tank too much. When it works out and you can finally utilize that crazy rate of fire you have with this tank, it's a really cool tank. But when that doesn't work, well, you're running around in a Yak Tiger that basically is very easy to penetrate by today's standards because at tier 8 and tier 9 most of the vehicles are able to just cut right through its armor when they have access to that upper and lower plate. What you can also see is my driving skills. That is because I was kind of AFK and didn't realize that I was driving into a wall. But we're playing on mines, and this is a very interesting gameplay. You'll see why. The map is probably one of the most disliked maps in World of Tanks because of its size. It's very small, and you really do not have a lot of room to operate except for maybe the middle, the left, and the right. And especially at tier 6, I think starting from tier 6, this map doesn't really work out anymore because it's so small. Everyone can see anything, anywhere, except if you're using a bush. You are kind of not really able to stay hidden. And playing my Yak Tiger 88, it's a bit of a story. I'm not the best Yak Tiger player, I have to be honest with you guys. I don't play it often, I don't like it too much, so I kind of every single time I play it, I have to just figure out how to play it again. And this was a pretty bad trade. I just got hit by the Alpine Tiger for 426 and I only dealt 197 damage to him in return. But so far for our team, it looks quite good. We have 4 tank advantage. They've already lost a Burask. They lost the E25, which is a very dangerous tier 7 tank destroyer. But we're still kicking and we have taken the hill. When you're playing this map, taking the hill is probably going to be the most important thing to do because, well, the hill is definitely the place that you wanna be there and you wanna take. And unfortunately, the hill is also kind of a bit of a dangerous spot to be because if you're on the hill, players tend to die very quickly. Unfortunately, because I messed up right there, I kind of killed our best tank, which is the Concept 1B. After the game, I apologized to the Concept 1B because I basically just blocked his way from getting out of harm's way, and this is where everything goes wrong. We had a T44 and a Concept 1B dropping down, engaging this WZ-111 or the Alpine Tiger, and unfortunately, because the Alpine Tiger was right in front of me, I tried to flip him around. I blocked the way for the Concept 1B. The Concept 1B died because of that, because he was blocked in. And I apologized after the belt because I wasn't really able to do or to write anything. And it was a bit of an awkward scenario right there. But so far you can see we've bounced 2 shots by a Yak Panther firing APCR ammunition, and the game has evened out. Looks like that we're slowly but surely getting pushed into the corners of the map, and we don't really have too much access to the important parts. We still control the hill, but they've completely taken care of everyone on the 1-2 line, and we've lost 1 great tier 9 vehicle while the enemy team still has all the tier 9s. They also have a Concept 1B. Now, when you're in this situation, in this scenario, in a Yak Tiger 88, you're very much restricted in doing anything. You kind of have to wait for something to happen because just as other tank destroyers, you usually do not have the speed to go anywhere. You might have the armor, but the armor is very easy to penetrate and to take care of. So that means that as a Yak Tiger 88 driver, you kind of have to wait. You have to see what goes on, and maybe go to a place where you can help out. So right now I want to help out the 1-2 line because I know that the 8 and 9 line, we're not going to be able to do anything over there. So we're just going to try help out the 1-2 line and get some damage in there. But once again, I completely mess up. I get spotted because it was a very bad idea to drive out here, and I get the RHM Borsig shot at. So I had to apologize once more to another player because I got him um, I got him spotted, or I actually got him shot at because I moved out and I was spotted. So this was a very bad game, at least from my point of view in terms of team play, because I've just been completely hindering my team in every kind of way, and I haven't done um, anything of value so far. But it's gonna get better, don't worry. But at least I apologized afterwards to the RHM and the Concept 1B via the in-game, not the in-game chat, but the text chat after the round was finished. But you can see that everything is going to hell. The RHM is moving in. He's gonna suicide right there, and I know that it's going to be a very dangerous and difficult game to win, especially in a Yak Tiger 88. So the only logical thing for me to do is I want to go up this hill. I want to go and see that we can hold the hill, because that's the only place where we still have tanks. Super Hellcat takes out the Yak Panther 2, very dangerous tier 8. The SU-130PM thankfully takes out the Object 430, and we are getting into a position where we can finally do some damage and we can be helpful with the rate of fire with this tank. This RHM kind of underestimates the rate of fire on this vehicle. We take him out of the game, and this Blitzwagen 1 gets knocked out as well. So we're evening the playing field, and finally we've done something good for our team and not just been a bloody idiot in the way. So yeah, we have the WZ-114 over there. We know that something is at the base, and it's the Concept 1B, and we're gonna get punished for that little ride up here. But thankfully for us, we just get out of harm's way, and now we're on the hill. If they want to push this hill, there's one way up here, and they need to get past us. And thankfully, the Yak Tiger 88 has a very, very high rate of fire with, I'm not even sure what the DPM is, but it's definitely in the upper 2000s, maybe in the early 3000s. So you can definitely do a bit of damage. So what I'm trying to do right here is I want to hold this this way up here. We are going to have more than enough view range to take care of the cap, because this tank actually has decent view range. Or no, it's not decent, but I actually have coated optics on this vehicle because I was very annoyed at not being able to see targets when I was supposed to be seeing them when I was sitting at the back. So I decided to put on coated optics, and in this game it actually turns out to be quite a valuable asset. Now, hopefully you forgive my absolute terrible moves right there. Unfortunately, we only hit the track of the Progredo 46, but it was very important that we spot him and at least hit him to reset the cap. So what I've noticed in this moment is that obviously they're going to be able to push the hill because everyone is now trying to focus on the cap. So I move on over here, and just in a second you'll see some tanks pop up because they obviously thought that it was the perfect time to move in and put some pressure on us. Now the Concept 1B with his heat shells is definitely not going to have a hard time going through us, but what he underestimates once more is the rate of fire of the Yak Tiger 88. So we take him out of the game, and now we have all the time in the world to take out this Karo P88, who definitely has gotten to the wrong position and was reliant and had to rely on the Concept 1B killing at least me, because then you had one gun out that was going to be firing a lot of shots towards your direction. So the Progredo 46 once more goes onto the cap, and I'm just going to drive over here and go into this same bush to help out the SU-130PM because I don't want him to die. And right there we spot the WZ-114. And in this moment I thought I was going to be dead, but thankfully the T-54 ammo rags the WZ-114. And we've completely turned the tide of the belt. So now it's the SU-130PM, SU-101, who's still alive. This is the guy who was sitting at F8 all game long. And I was thinking, well, they must be pretty pissed because they threw away a pretty easy lead. But as you can see, controlling the center and the hill was definitely a very important part because taking the hill, retaking it afterwards in the later stages of the game is very difficult. So right now it's a 4v3 situation. I think the SC-130PM is going to die as well to the Brigade 46, but I'm not entirely sure. But as long as we have the hill and I have the view range, because this map is so small, we're going to be able to still put some pressure on these guys once they kind of, move out and get themselves spotted. So I'm just looking towards the Hellcat. I want to see if I can spot him, and I'm telling the guys if somebody could just watch the way up, just in case that the Brigade 46 is able to maybe maneuver into the middle, get past the SC-130PM, and be able to actually shoot us. But just in that second, I spot the Yak Panther at 356 meters, and he doesn't stand a chance against the mighty rate of fire of the Yak Tiger 88. So by this point, I hopefully have redeemed myself a little bit from the earlier altercations where I drove into the Concept 1B or blocked the Concept 1B, and where I got the RHM Borsig spotted because they definitely didn't have the best of games. But sometimes World of Tanks is just a bit. It's sometimes World of Tanks is just a bit chaotical. So right there we get another hit, and this time around we spot the Brigade 46, and this poor guy is going to get absolutely wrecked by the T-54. So in the end, this game turned around fairly quickly because we had a very important part of the map covered, and that was the cap from the hill. I think if they pushed us in the middle as a unit with the WZ-114, the Concept 1B, because the WZ-114 was at full HP, we definitely wouldn't have won this game. And the T-54 did a brilliant job up here. I think he did 6,000 damage in the end, and we both managed to do get 4 kills. I managed to get 3,000 damage, but still, that WZ was extremely unlucky with the ammo wreck happening right there. Yet, I would have to be honest, he was pretty ballsy driving up just that slope, and knowing that we were up here wasn't the best decision. So in the end, kind of sucked for him. But for us, it was a pretty nice little win, even though we absolutely were a nuisance to my team at the beginning. And that just happens. I think these things do happen in World Tanks. They are not always on purpose. At least most of the time, they are not on purpose. And I think as long as you apologize to these players in the end, in the if it's in the game or afterwards in the garage, I think it's still fair. Both of them accept that because we won the game. Might have been different if we lost it, but still, the Yak Tiger 88. It's definitely not my favorite tank in the world, and I'm also not the smartest player with it. I'm a bit of a bumbling idiot when I'm playing this tank, but it's still fun when you get those moments. You could see taking care of that Concept 1B, taking care of the Stritzwagen, flanking these guys over there. That rate of fire is something that you just know is going to be able to provide you with a lot of damage if you're able to pen. So yeah, the problem is just that the pen of the premium shells is 237 millimeters, while the standard pen is already 212. So yeah, that's only 25 millimeters more pen. That's not going to help you out a whole lot. So you have to get used to it, but still this tank is a preferential matchmaking vehicle, so I think it's going to work out fine. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, have a good one. Peace out.